What's up, guys? It's your boy Alex,
It's your boy Big Ive.
and this is the So Alive podcast. How you feeling today, bro?
It's 100 degrees outside. You should have told me you was gonna wear pants, man. You got me with shorts on, and you got the pants on.
Hey, man. Today, you know what? I think I wish that we had fall weather. So deep down inside, I never bought shorts because I'm still wishing that it was fall. It's hot as hell in Texas.
I only have one pair, just to be honest with you.
One pair of shorts? Hey,
Hey,
that means you're not sweating a lot. Like versus me, it's a lot of sweat. So I don't want to walk around smelling like an old mildew popsicle. That's weird. Anyway, so look, man. Let's cut into the bullshit.
Already?
Let's cut into it. We saw the headlines this week with August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh yeah, hold on. Don't she got a husband?
And Will Smith.
Golly.
And Will Smith. So that's a situation. So before we even jump into that, because that's a deep topic that we can analyze from many different angles, right?
Right.
I think we just say, like, we have a topic today.
Yeah.
And what we're looking to discuss is, relationships,
Right.
being single,
Mm-hmm.
and now we have entanglements.
Entanglements.
So,
Seriously.
relationship.
And that's the funny thing, because we planned on talking about relationships beforehand.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we literally planned it out. We were like, which one is better? Being happily in a relationship versus being happily single.
And we can still dig into that, but
Yeah.
I think it's like if you tranche it out between relationships, single, and entanglement, especially from a man's view,
Right.
There's a lot of different sessions and lessons in each one.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be cool to kind of just go through that journey, man. It's an interesting conversation today.
So what do you think about the will?
We're going to get to that first. So we're going to get that out of the way.
Okay.
She was wrong. Hands down. Like, I don't think it's really... Think about it, though, bro. If Will Smith did what she did, we would not be laughing at Jada. Let's call a spade. Like, everyone's laughing at Will. And let's remove, like, in the court of law, let's focus on this one crime, right?
Yeah.
We're focusing on August Alsina and Jada Pinkett. Not anything that Will has done that may have caused her to do that, right?
Yeah.
So there may be some background that we don't know,
Right.
Let's look at this one specific instance. It hit the news, and everyone's laughing at Will Smith.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's jacked up. And you know what? You're totally right, because long story short, the way that it is going down, it's like, I think the way it's happening the way it is because we put Will and Jada on a pedestal beforehand.
But it was a rumor about open relationships for a while.
It was, but then how did we acknowledge that beforehand? We kind of brushed it off like,
I mean, some people were like, I kind of want an open relationship. Like,
Yeah.
some people were saying they wanted it until this situation.
yeah, seriously.
I mean, let's start from the top.
Okay.
How much time do I have to break this down, right?
Man, you got plenty of time.
So this is how I'm going to break it down. I'm going to look at it from a couple of different angles. One, you have Jada Pinkett Smith, right? Cheating on her husband,
Yeah, right.
with August Alsina.
August Alsina.
Flag on the play, right? You have Jada Pinkett Smith doing red table talks. Very articulate, emotionally intelligent woman. Right?
Yeah.
Almost borderline at this point, it seems like manipulative in a way.
Yeah.
That you are out here hiding the bag of your garbage, talking about liberation and being emotionally free. Like, so red table talk, my ass, right? That's two.
Yeah.
And the third thing is, it's so ironic that, the equality standard, especially for women, right?
Yeah.
Like, being treated as equal.
Yeah.
Like, not only in opportunities, but also in misfortunes.
Yeah.
Right? So you made a mistake,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not being treated as an equal. Like everyone's
Yeah.
laughing at the man,
Oh, yeah.
right? So it's like, it's kind of weird, and I'm really trying to grasp it. I don't get too much into the gossip,
Yeah.
but the whole entanglement and downplaying the fact that, hey, this is infidelity.
Yeah.
Like that, it's infidelity.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, that's the funny thing. When did you watch the whole clip?
I didn't have to. It's
Okay.
infidelity.
Yeah, seriously.
That's
bro.
all it is.
Yeah, and like Will called her out on it. He's
Yeah.
like, entanglement? Like,
Entanglement. Everyone. That's like the word of the summer right now. Hot girls up 1,000.
yo, hot girls up 1,000, 1,000,000 at this point, because you know they running with it. I had a couple women, because I made fun of the situation, because I go women in 2020. You know, it's the meme of Jada on Future's face looking in the mirror.
I saw that. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
funny.
It's women in 2020, and so some of them go, now we have a person that has done what men have been doing for years, and it's on a public platform. And I kind of go, I can understand that, but you can't do it because Jada did it, you know?
I mean, one, the United States is obsessed with reality TV.
Yeah, for
right?
sure, for sure.
And what we don't realize is that we are so obsessed with reality TV that it's really reality now.
Yeah.
Like, it is
Yeah.
real consequences
Right.
and real trauma by laughing and just taking that situation and exploding it the way we have.
Yeah.
I don't believe that anyone should have to answer to the public about their private life. So that's another situation. Being a celebrity kind of signed up for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know what you think about it.
Let me ask you this. Is August Alsina in the wrong for bringing that to the public eye?
He broke the G code. What do you mean? Like you were cheating with you broke the G code.
Facts.
Not saying that I support it,
Not at
but
all. Not at all.
like you bought something to the public, and whether or not if it was discussed, I don't know much of the background, but like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're out of line. Like,
Yeah.
he must have a new album about to drop because
Yeah.
there's no reason. I wasn't even August Alsina. I'm like, is he still around? Like, I
Yeah.
was so surprised. I'm
Right.
like, why is he on TV?
Yeah. Now we call him August the Clown. So, like, I can't respect that move at all because, I mean,
Oh
in
my
this
God.
case, the tables really have turned because usually it's the woman, the side piece, as the woman that comes out and go publicly
But
speaking
you
on
know,
the married man.
it's tough. So
Uh-huh.
as we really get into the situation,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that men do that we don't discuss publicly, right?
Okay.
So
What's that?
if you are single or if you're in a relationship or if you're in an entanglement, right?
Yeah.
If you're doing something that's wrong,
Yeah.
right? If you out here running and gunning, hot boy summer, you living your life, you doing things, you cheating on your girl, whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
rappers and shows and TV glorify it or
Yeah.
make it look like it's something fun.
Right.
But in everyday life, as a man, there's trauma you go through behind closed doors,
Oh,
like
for sure.
mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally,
Right.
spiritually. Like, I'm out here being a dog. Oh, I got a good woman, and like you're going through all of these emotions.
Yeah.
That my mental health therapy
Right.
is a big thing right now because now women are doing the same thing men were doing.
Yeah.
Because we weren't honest with you about the things we were dealing with.
Facts.
Right? So we're
Right.
like, oh yeah, I'm out here doing my thing. But when I'm at home, you know, I'm in the mirror like I need to stop.
Yeah.
You know, checking my thing every 5 seconds when I go to the
Right.
bathroom.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
I was out of line, right?
Facts.
But now you got women behaving and doing the same thing that men are doing.
Right.
And now they're dealing with the trauma and they think that they're different. Like,
Yeah.
why am I feeling this way?
Right.
Like, I can't believe I did this. I'm like, trust me, I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I just didn't tell you.
Yeah,
You know, so
seriously,
now they're
facts.
going into a deeper level of trauma and a deeper level of like emotional, spiritual, mental, physical, just like instability.
Yeah.
Men been going through that. That's really crazy. You know, so it's like now you're going through it.
Yeah.
And you are like, oh, what's going on?
Right.
Right. So it's a little different, man.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, if you had to say, and this is part of this is a little like gossip, a little bit.
I don't do gossip, man. Come
What do you think the prediction? What is your prediction on the outcome of this situation? Do you think August would be a bigger star afterward,
No.
or will he market himself as like a homewrecker or anything of that nature?
I mean,
See
I
where
don't.
I'm going with it?
I wouldn't say he was a home wrecker
Okay.
because,
You think Will and Jada gonna stick together?
of course, they're gonna stick together.
Okay.
They're gonna stay together. I mean, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, right?
Bad marriage for life.
Bad marriage for life. Infidelity, obviously, like I believe it's a reason to leave,
Right.
but you got to be realistic.
Okay.
Like, I'm 31.
Yeah.
If I'm married to somebody for 20 years, 30 years, that's double my lifespan. You telling me that my partner may not make a mistake or I may not make a mistake, like that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
So you really have to realize what you're signing up for. And especially them being in Hollywood, I just can't even imagine. I don't see why I mean, they can break up if they want to.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel like they're gonna stay together. But yeah.
What did you tell me yesterday?
What did I tell you yesterday?
We talked about like even Will's net worth, like not pocket watching because we don't do all that, but 400 M's. If he lose half of that, that's 200 M's.
He'll be fine.
He's good.
He'll be fine.
He's good for life.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Men in Black 4.
Men in Black 4.
Wild West.
No, Wild West. Give us Bad Boys 4.
That's all Wild
Bad
West.
Boys 4.
Bad Boys 4?
We take that.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's transition.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Let's transition. Let's get into the nitty gritty.
So, all right. So, shout out to Queen Naija. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, she's a R&B singer, blew up from YouTube, and long story short, I was on Twitter the other day and I came across one of her tweets.
The tweet you sent me. Okay, yeah.
And to me personally, I was like, you know what, this is a good question, and I'm like, you know, both of us right now in the dating game, we're on different sides of the coin, but we can speak from experience.
Got a lot of experience, man. I'm willing to drop these gems like a clumsy jeweler on the young brothers out there who trying to make it happen.
Tap in. He's about to drop
Trying to make it happen.
So, which one do you think is better? Being happily single and doing your thing, or hold on, let me just pull up the tweet. All right, the tweet said, "What's better, being in a healthy relationship or having fun while it's single?"
I think it all depends on where you are in life. Right? So if you're single and you want to run and gun and that's what you want to do, you want to blow your money, rack up your credit card debt, not saying that's synonymous with being single, but if you have different priorities in life, then running around and having as much fun as you can is the best thing to do. If you are the type of man who has prioritized like his stability and his success and his growth in that mindset, then you really don't have a lot of excess time to play. And that basically limits the amount of fun you can have. I mean, you can spread it out, but I would say that at that point, the stability factor of a relationship makes a lot more sense. So it all depends on your priorities. That would be my answer.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, part of me thinks about the discipline side of things. You know, I guess and it's all a definition too. Like, because what is a healthy relationship, right? Like, and like you said, we're human.
I know what a healthy relationship is.
Yeah, it goes back to it. And so, like, a part of me is like, it all depends on where you are in life as well. You know, it's like, you know, for me right now, having fun while single is the better option for me because personally, right now, I can't focus on one woman right now.
Why not?
Because I'm committed to my career, to my life right now, to where it's like,
Because your career don't stop.
My career would never stop, but like, you know, I'm in that foundation stage. You know, in that foundation stage, it's like, it's, you know, when you're all in, you're all in. So you don't have.
But you're always gonna be all in.
You always gonna be all in, but.
So how about we do this?
Okay.
Talk to me about dating while building. What are your biggest obstacles as a man? Dating while building.
Man, that's a good one. I can't really. Well, I guess I could. This is gonna be personal.
I mean, we don't have to use names, but I mean, let's keep it open, right?
Yeah.
So as a young black man trying to build a business from the ground up, bootstrapping on your own, right? What do you feel prohibits you from getting involved in an emotional bond with a woman, right? Is it the fact that you're not mentally there, you're not financially there, you're not emotionally there? Are you using the business as like, yo, my business comes first because I'm still working? Is that your line of defense?
Yeah.
For being vulnerable?
That's a good question, man. Why you lined that up? Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, yeah.
Caught you slipping, look.
Yeah, you caught me slipping, yeah. Because I'm like, mentally, right now, it's like, I'm not good at balancing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the discipline side of it. Like, we talking time management, we talking, you know, whatever the case may be, I'm still lacking in those areas. So the last thing I want to do, toxic trait, is blame,
Mm-hmm.
you know, XYZ for whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, bro, I'm like, yeah, I gotta take a step back.
But you are on
focus.
point though. You made a good point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being single,
Yeah.
and this is a good question. Like being single, you're able to sharpen your tool set, right?
Right,
You get,
right.
You can take a lot of experiences and bring them to a relationship,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
The fact that you're able to recognize
Mhm.
that you would blame someone else,
Yeah.
like that should be
Yeah, I mean,
that should be it. Like that's healing right there. You recognized it.
yeah. And like, yo, and I think like the moment I do end up in a healthy relationship, the person will understand my work schedule, the way my mind works. What about you though?
Oh, you know we trying to throw back a lot of
We
questions.
gotta flip the script.
We gotta
man.
flip the script.
I'm
All right.
usually the guy that asks all the questions.
That works for me. That works for me.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead, man. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
what's the question?
The same question. Yeah.
I don't remember the question.
What is actually what I just said? What's better, being in a healthy relationship or having fun while single?
I'm gonna go with healthy relationship, hands down, all day, every day. I mean,
why?
you know, I'm long-winded.
Hey,
I
we got
feel
nothing but
that
time.
I feel that being in a relationship, especially once you remove the fact that well, first of all, women have egos too, right? Let's not get it twisted. But as a man, once you remove your ego, you're able to have a heightened sense of empathy.
Right.
And empathy is not pity, right?
Right.
Empathy is the
Sure.
ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and imagine how they would feel.
Right.
Right? Like if you did something. So being in a relationship for me, what it's done in my life and in my past is being able to expand the spectrum of emotions I'm able to admit,
Right.
And also understand.
Mhm.
It also reduces the amount of money you spend. Like a lot of people think that if I get a woman, I got to trick on her and keep like that. That's ridiculous. Like, of course you should shower your woman, right?
Right.
I think that's a great way. But showering is not only something that's tangible.
Right.
You can shower her spiritually.
Right.
You can shower her emotionally.
Right,
So
right.
I think just from the growth aspect of myself,
Mhm.
I tend to be very selfish
Yeah.
when I'm single. Right.
So selfish in what way?
Selfish in the sense of I don't have any empathy. Like when I'm single, it's like I'm a movie star and the life is in the world is a set and I'm moving through the movie.
So you Will Smith.
Yo,
Let me stop.
I've actually been Will Smith,
Okay.
and being Will Smith, that should not be a thing. Will Smith, why did you make me do that? Like
sorry, bro. Yo, hey.
being cheated on, being Smith.
You got Smith.
When you get Smith,
You got August.
nah, you
You
do
got
the.
Jaded.
No, you're going too far. But when you
I'm
get
sorry,
Smith,
God.
when you get Smith, it's tough because number one, it's embarrassing.
Seriously.
Nobody
sure.
ever believes it would happen, especially as a guy,
No,
right?
No.
Especially as a guy. So when it happened to me,
Yeah.
the very first time, I was in disbelief. Like, not me, King Swag, like
Yeah.
never, right?
Right.
But what I learned from that is people are going to do what they want to do.
Facts. All facts. So, in a way, were there any like red flags beforehand? Like, because personally, always felt like we as men, we know when we're dealing with a toxic woman in a way, right? Like, there are red flags. In a way, and I feel like, all right, so before you get cheated on, there's always red flags. It's just we as men never want to accept those red flags.
Did I see the red flags? And just to be clear, as I'm going deep down this topic,
Uh-huh.
I've been on both sides of the coin, right? I've been
Right.
the Jada and I've been the Will,
Right.
right? And that's just me being honest and transparent. So
Yeah.
I don't want to come off one side like I was in either parties. I've never been August.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. I've never been
that,
August.
never that.
But, when it happened to me, honestly, as I've grown, and I like to relive situations, and not from like a traumatic experience,
Yeah.
but just really look to put the situation in my palm
Mhm.
and kind of like control it, analyze it, and just
Right.
like, the issue was that I was attracted to a certain type of woman.
Mm.
And I feel like the traits that I could have recognized were the same traits that I was addicted to. Like, hey man, she's hard to control. Like she
Right.
always out. Like,
Right, yeah.
I got her. I
Right.
tamed her. Like that type of mindset was like, what? Like, so when I kind of grew out of that, do I blame her for doing what she did? Of course I do. But do I also look at my troubleshooting and say, hey, there was many other women that you could have dated at the time that would have been more beneficial
Yeah.
to you rather than chasing down this hot mama that in the brick in your heart.
I know that.
And that's why Jada was after Tupac.
Yeah.
See, I got Smith.
Yeah.
I got Smith.
Christ.
Oh my goodness.
So like moving forward, how did you avoid being Smith afterward?
I can't believe we're going with this. Honestly, I got hurt, bro.
Yeah.
Like after that, I was back in college. I had to be my junior year, my sophomore year of college.
Yeah.
After that, I would just say I prevented from being Smith by just completely going left, bro. Like I was on my future.
So you were basically playing track and field.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, vulnerability is power.
Seriously, yeah.
And defensiveness is fear. Right?
Right.
So if you're defensive, or if you're like got your guard up, or if you're doing something to avoid being vulnerable, you're
Yeah.
actually the scared one. So
Facts.
I was scared to be in a relationship, so I opted to have fun while being single for a very long time.
How long would you say that was?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I can't even. It was a long time.
Yeah,
It was a long time.
I've been
It was a
down that
long
road.
time.
Yeah, bro, like the healing process for a man, and shout out to Will, cause like one, that's like a lot of courage too. So
Mhm.
like to be Smith, man, and when you acknowledge it, that's a strength. Like we don't want nobody to feel like, man, that shit is. In the way, in my opinion, like the way they doing them right now, like they try to make them look bad, but
They're embarrassing him, but
yeah,
it took me a very long time to be able to sit down. I actually went to a therapist before,
Yeah.
right? So I think that was I was actually depressed because of work, nothing to do with relationships.
Yeah.
And then when I went, I was actually in a relationship at that time.
yeah,
I was in an entanglement.
yeah. Hey,
I was in an
yeah.
entanglement
Yeah.
at that time. And when I finished therapy, I was able, like, a wall broke down, and I was able to speak about things that I was suppressing.
Yeah.
Right? So, men, we don't ever talk about things like that to help us go from being single into a relationship.
Right.
And we end up dragging all of that trauma into a relationship
Seriously.
and say, it's your fault.
Yeah, nice.
Why this isn't working when we never really healed ourselves.
Yeah.
So Will has probably gone through, maybe hasn't, maybe he will, but being in a relationship is tough, man.
Hell
Like, I
yeah.
really do hope he heals that.
Yeah,
or they heal
seriously, because he looked hurt in that episode. That shit, I mean, they always said that the hardest relationship is the one after the toxic one.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you're in your healing stage, and you're traumatized, too. Like, a lot of people don't talk about it. I know for me personally, like you said, vulnerability is it's a hard thing for me, like, right now. Even, like, if I like a chick, I'm like, I ain't about to expose
We've had this
no
conversation
feelings, bro.
already,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what? But why? I mean, we had the Father's Day podcast.
We had the Father's Day podcast.
And that was a very good podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to our fathers once
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Shout out to them.
Is that something that you saw as a young age that you weren't, because like we said, you've seen your father do things.
Right.
And you were too young to understand everything. So you may have judged him at a young age.
Right.
And then you grew up, and have you ever reevaluated your mindset and programming to be like, why can't I be vulnerable? Or are you basing this off of something that happened in your life, and now you're just extrapolating that and throwing it on every single woman you
yeah.
date, because that's not fair either.
Yeah.
So
Now I'm doing what you said the second one
on,
for
man.
sure. But like the thing is, it's a part of the healing for me, because it's like,
that's not a part of the healing, man.
think about it.
It's not.
Because look, you need that time alone to heal. So,
I agree. You need time to heal.
Yeah. So like for me, I'm in my healing stage, and I'll say I'm about 75% right now. because that dark side of me is like still ticking in a way, but it's more so in the sense of how do I not go through the same thing I went through last time, right? Because you want to treat the next person better than you did the last one.
Everybody's different. This is about to become a therapy session.
But look,
This is a therapy session.
This is why we're great, though.
But everyone's different.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So one thing that I found out is that you can emit an unlimited amount of love, right? Or an unlimited amount of affection. So maybe it's not love for some people, right? So because you're in a relationship and that relationship doesn't work out, and you turn out being single and having fun and turning up, and then you meet somebody else, and then you jump into that relationship, the energy and the love you emit or emitted months ago or years ago has nothing to do with this. Like, you can actually hit the reset and give this person affection in a way that had a completely different way. Everyone has a different love languages, so make sure you read the 7 love languages. It's very important to understand how to communicate with your partner. You know, maybe it's acts of service, maybe it's communication, maybe it's physical touch. Like, so maybe you guys just weren't communicating because some women aren't even aware of how to even interact with them. So you can't take that and go, like, every woman's different. When you get to a healthy one, you're gonna look for trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, man, we be arguing all the time. She'll be looking at you like we really don't argue. You be like, damn, that was the...
Yeah.
You're trying to find out what's wrong, and it's like, clearly this person is healed and I'm not. So
right. So what would you say is the benefits of being in a healthy relationship? By you riding with that answer.
It's a long list, man. What do you want me to say? I do feel that it kind of puts a mirror to your face. You know, one thing that as men that we have a hard time doing is humanizing the dating experience, and sometimes even realizing that a healthy relationship will make you realize that you don't own your partner, right? So a lot of times when you're in a toxic relationship, where you at? What you doing? Like, you always own your partner, right? But when you're in a healthy relationship, you realize, like, this individual is deciding to be here, and I'm deciding to be here, and we're both showing up every day and doing our job.
Right.
Like, your time is your time, your body's your body, like, your money's your money, and everything that we bring to the table is voluntary, right? Like, we're volunteering time, we're volunteering energy, we're volunteering. So it definitely gives you a different perspective on just being a human, right? There's another person out there that's willing to look at you and say, hey, you know, I'm going to be a witness to your life. You're going to be a witness to my life, but we're going to witness each other and create a storyline, but you still you.
Right.
Like, I hate the feeling of being owned or being controlled. Yeah. So a healthy relationship allows you to still be you. And a lot of guys don't ever want to go into a relationship because they're like, man, I like being free.
Right.
I like my freedom. Yeah. And then, so freedom and getting to a relationship, it's like, you're not going to slavery? Like, what is
seriously,
that?
Seriously, that's how I feel too, bro. Like a healthy relationship, you basically treat your girl like your best friend.
She should be your best friend.
Right, because eventually the goal is marriage, right? Down the road, you guys want to build something. You want to be able to communicate with her whatever things you're going through. And you want her to understand you completely, to where if she, whatever advice she gives back to you, it's not criticism. It's her coaching you.
Yeah. But, you know, at the same time, it's very important to realize, like, the foundation of a relationship is friendship.
Yeah.
Right? So if this person is not your friend, like, what do you really have? And then even beyond that, like, the goal, for me, marriage, I feel like marriage can happen at any point in time. I want marriage to happen.
Yeah.
So maybe it might be the goal for her, but for me, that's just a pit stop. Like, yeah, we got to do this. It's going to cost some money, and I got to buy a ring. Like, it's like, oh, I don't want to think about that, right? Yeah. But that's for you. Marriage not for me. Like, it's for you. Like, you know, so I can do this for you. But the goal ultimately is, like, me, it's are we going to work together to be free, right? Yeah. Free financially, you know, free to be, you know, emotional, free, like that longevity of freedom together. Yeah. Because a lot of people, I feel, focus on marriage, and then and I'm not married, so I hate when I speak about things I haven't done because I'm a very factual, wisdom-based person.
Same way.
But I've seen a lot of people focus on marriage, and then once they get past marriage, there's no script, which it never really is. And then things just untangle and they get divorced like 2-3 years later. I've seen it so many times.
Said they untangle and then they end up in entanglements.
They untangled because they were tangled up, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
That was happening. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's real, man. Like I don't know if I could say anything better than that. It's like, yeah, you hit the nail on the head, man. Because that shit is. I mean, literally, all it is a title. You know, in my opinion, it's a title and it's a business. You know, once you hit that mark, and, you know, however you got that business set up, you know, prenup, I recommend that. Only because.
How do you feel about? All right, wait. A couple of things, right?
Yeah.
So one, the titles, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel titles are important? And you being single and dating and ripping and running, which you're not, but ripping and running, you know, because you got to preserve his image. He's a very good guy.
COVID,
very good guy.
Due to COVID, I'm sitting still.
You know, do you feel that you get in situations where you're a little confused around, should I title it, should I not? Like, how do you handle those situations?
I am a title person. I ain't gonna lie to you. And
2 days in, that's your wifey.
That's my boo thing. Look, I'm sorry, dog. I'm being completely honest. I am that person.
2 dates. If he take you on 2 dates,
You're my boo thing. Like, there's no way. Because, like, I don't waste time, bro. I don't waste time. I'm like, yo.
fail fast, huh?
I fell fast. And that's the thing. I'm like, yo, you got to think about it. In today's time, these people will, you know, they want attention. If they can get any
I gotta give you that look.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I've always been that way. So, because it's like, you got to think about it. You know, in your life personally, no matter what it is, you got boundaries.
Yeah.
And so, for me, that's a respect thing in a way. So, it's like, all right, you want to be exclusive? All right, you better be my girl, like, or like, you know, we gotta let it be known. Like, we don't even have to put titles on it. We don't have to say boyfriend, girlfriend.
So what is dating then? So you can you date multiple people at one time?
Jeez, she about to put me under the spotlight.
This is for the ladies. This is for the ladies. Like, so
Bruh.
define dating, and can you date multiple people at one time? And hold, it's a 3-part question. Define dating.
Right.
Can you date multiple people at one time? Right?
Right.
And I forgot the last question. Let's start with those two.
First, what is dating? Dating, in my opinion, is getting to know somebody for the purpose of marriage down the road. Like, that's the way I process it, right? Because you got, even then, before that, you got the quote-unquote talking stage. Mm-hmm. Like, some people still believe in that, which is, you know, you get those people, like, let's just say they go on a date once or twice. Me personally, I'm like, if I take you out...
So you wifing up talking stage. Well, the talking stage, right? So what is the talking? Let's break it down. What? The talking stage got to be like 2 dates.
Let me break down my personality. I'm a demisexual. So if I connect with a girl like that, like, instantly I know that I want her. And it's like, it's proven. It's one of those things where...
Give me some dad.
Like, you gotta have service. Yeah.
I forgot to blow up.
Yeah. Okay. Boom, like
right, there we go.
Hey, so, like, literally, like, a demisexual, man, the way we work, we're like, we connect to a woman like that, or a woman connects to us like that. You know, if you are a female demisexual, like, you connect to them instantly. Anywho, like,
I never knew that. I gotta Google
it. Bro,
but I understand the feeling.
So, like, you'll meet women who don't date like that, right? And the reason why, usually we be like, they can't get a man. That's why. And that's not the case sometimes. Or you meet guys who don't date, and, like, even then, some guys get called gay because it's like, well, they don't have a woman, they don't have kids, da da da. And long story short, what may happen is that that's what
I don't know what's going on. Cause he's been that hot shit.
Yeah, it's literally hot shit. Yeah. All right, so but like, like, it comes with a lot of stuff, and the thing is, a lot of people don't know that they're demisexuals. But, like, we connect instantly with people, and so, like, in my lifetime, I probably had a max of maybe 5 to 7 girlfriends, like, with a title.
You probably had more than me.
Yeah. I mean, yo.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Cuffy Combs,
Yeah.
Cuff Daddy.
I'll be cuffing. My dad will tell you it's bad, but like, long
Ladies, he's cuffing.
bruh. Man, but long story short, so you get to know a person, and that's dating.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you're like really, really dating, and it's like that's when you see her every week, once or twice or more a week. That's dating in my opinion.
You gotta quantify it.
Yeah, at least to me. What about you?
Dating? I'm the wrong person to ask because was it demisexual? I just learned that today. So I would, if I'm using the word wrong, please do not hold me accountable.
It's literally DEMISEXUAL spelling bee. Yeah.
Well, if I am a demisexual, like I have to admit, I'm a fact checker.
Yeah.
I would say that is me.
Yeah.
Right. I understand attraction, so I can there's a difference being in a room full of women and seeing one. Ooh, man, we'll talk to her.
Yeah.
But there's so many people around.
Yeah.
Like, why did your eyes catch this one and not the one next to her? Like,
right.
damn, she with 3 girls. They all are beautiful,
Yeah.
but why her? Right. So I'm always curious to figure out why. So I'm gonna beeline straight to you.
Yeah.
Right. The dating thing. I'm big on friendship.
Okay.
Because my parents have been married 30 years.
Yeah.
Right. 30. I don't know. 30 something. I guess 30 something years. And I see the longevity in marriage, and I understand that once and I really pray that intimacy never stops, right? But if the intimacy stops for any reason, or if anything happens, like the person has to be your friend, right? Like if you have a homeboy that you cool with, and it's a guy code going on there. Women be so baffled, like, why are you so loyal to your boys and not to me? And it's like trying to pull glue off paper, trying to get a guy to not be loyal to his boy. That's because that friendship has been bonded, right?
Yeah.
And I realized that in order for a guy like myself to be in a long-term relationship, me and my woman need to be bonded through friendship.
I agree.
So when I'm dating, and my dating process is a little bit longer, even before I have defined anything. And I've been called names because of it. I understand, right? Because I'm always aware. I'll be very honest, like, hey, this is not a relationship. Like, I don't want you to be confused.
Right.
And because I really need to be sure I'm not a risk taker, because to even get to a point where I can talk about emotions and be available, it's like, I just don't want to even go down that route. Like, how about you just hang around? We'll interact. I'll respect you. I'll pay for everything. Don't worry about it. Like, I want to really get to know you, because I'm not going to throw no name or a latch on anything, until I'm sure. Like, I'm the type of person I need to be sure. So I'm going to be a little bit longer than you.
Nah, I can feel that, because, like, even then it goes back to why you prefer being in a healthy relationship. Like, you literally strive for such. Yeah, and that makes all the sense in the world.
But everything is intentional, so it's not. It's not that it's not intentional, right? So I know a lot of women, a date with intention. I 100% agree. Yeah. But it's like, even though I'm intentional about everything I'm doing, I'm just a little bit more calculated. And you can't get mad at me because I do long division and you do short division. Like, do not get mad at me.
That's that final shit.
It's like, don't get mad at me. Like, it's like, I do long. I want to make sure. I like to troubleshoot. I don't want to make a wrong decision because I don't want to waste time. So if I get to know you, let's do it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Just making sure. Yeah, it still got you. I just wanted to make sure. All right, so like, what is on your checklist for a woman to be in a relationship with you?
Oh, whoa. Well,
the 3 top things.
3 top things?
Yeah.
Well, 1, I'm unavailable. But the 3 top things, communication was the first one.
Okay.
And the reason why communication was at the top of the list, because believe it or not, I was a poor communicator in past relationships. Yeah. So, I realized that I'm not a mind reader. She's not a mind reader. Like, I need to know what's up with you. Yeah. Like, tell me how you're feeling. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what we're like. Speak to me, right? that if we're not communicating, it's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm not guessing. It's not.
Yeah.
So communication was the first one. The second one, I wanted someone who was ambitious, right? Like me, I believe in a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset.
Right.
So I always have a fear of locking in too early.
Right.
And you ever like playing a game, like, man, I should have kept going. Like, who wants to be a millionaire or something?
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that, hey, we're meeting each other here.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm here and you're still here,
Right.
like I need you to come with me, or
Yeah.
vice versa. If you go in here, because women are progressing at a way faster rate than men, especially in the black community. So let's keep it 100. I need to make sure that she's moving at a rate to be like, oh man, I'm going too, right? So that was important. And the last one was, I wanted somebody who was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
So
like
what's
I
your
want to
sense of
crack up. I want to laugh.
Yeah.
I want to be like, yo, she's insane. Like so, those are like the top 3 things for me.
I can
for
show that.
I mean, in the bonus, but it's a necessary bonus. It's like when the professor say, hey, extra credit, but it's not really optional. It's not optional. It's fitness, right?
Oh,
So,
for sure.
as men, we're very physical, right?
Yeah,
and I think
facts.
that should have been number 1, but I didn't want to be shallow.
Yeah.
It's like I'm invested in my appearance, and not from a shallow standpoint, but from a health standpoint.
Yeah.
I don't want you eating all types of crazy foods or not working out and expecting me to be blown away by your appearance. Like, women come in all different shapes, sizes, colors. Like, that's perfectly fine.
Right. My
My preference is someone who, exercises and eats healthy because, the outside is just as important as the inside. So, that's what was my top 3 with a bonus.
Yeah.
What about you, Playboy? Let's get to it.
Man, this is why I'm on the single side. I'm just kidding. No.
You said 3, so you can't give me a laundry list. That's not happening.
Figure out 3, off top, man. Communication. I'm the same way.
Come on, you don't want to communicate with communication.
Communication.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Because I'm like, yo, we gotta draw that lines in the sand. Like you said, let me know what you do and what you don't like. If we communicate, I can know you like a book. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a course, And in my course, or my goal is to know you better than whoever. Like when your birthday comes, I'm supposed to get you a gift, and you'll be like, "Oh, you was listening." That's like, I'm that person because I'm gonna study you as much as I can. But you have to communicate in order for me to understand you. Like I don't of course you find out things over time with people, but communication is big, man. So that's number 1. 2, fitness. I want to show up to parent teacher conference and be like, have other people like, he wasn't drunk that night. He wasn't drunk that night. He was there for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Like he tapped in. He knew what he was doing.
He was tapped in. He knew. Yeah. He got the right one. And not just that too. It's like, down the road. I want to be, zaddy at 50. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say that. I hate to say shallow as hell, y'all. Shallow as hell. But you think about it,
Oh my God.
how many people fall off at 35 or 30 or even like you have women that fall off in 2 years, bro, and it's like why? You were cold as ice, and then you put all this shit in your body, and now you look like what you ate. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro. I'm being honest. Could we be honest here? Like, come on. Nobody.
But that goes both ways,
It
right?
does.
That goes both ways, definitely.
But think about it. What you requiring is what you give too, though, right? Like
100%.
You wouldn't ask a woman to be a great communicator if you're not a great communicator yourself. Because even then, let's just say if you're not a great communicator, you're working towards it. Like we good people.
Mm-hmm.
We won't ask you for more than what you can offer. If you got it, bring it to the table. And we're going to eat together. We're going to build this thing up. We're going to build that foundation. So, also, too, like you said, a growth mindset as well. But I think, to be honest with you, I really have this thing now for women who are family-oriented. Like, if you don't respect your mother, I can't respect you. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big one. I didn't mention that because I genuinely feel like those are out-of-the-box capabilities that are prerequisites for an interview, right? So it's like if you don't have any family values, You don't like it, and I know right now I don't even know how to even talk about it because I'm so confused. I don't know if it's like gender roles or what. Like I don't even know what route to go down.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm even scared to even go down that route because I don't want to get canceled, right?
No.
But it's like
Cancel.
you know
We
the
can
type of
cancel us. You can cancel us.
it's
Let's get
cancel
out.
like the type, type of woman I look for. I've heard men say things like I want her to cook and I want her to clean and I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like those aren't things that I ever even think about.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the single game long enough to be able to sustain my own life.
Right.
Right? So when I first moved out of my parents' house, I was like, man, I want a woman that's gonna come in and cook and clean, and I was looking for a mommy, right?
Yeah.
But then after like holding myself down for years, it was like, why would I need a woman to come in my life and cook and clean when I'm eating and my clothes are clean, my apartment's clean, like my house is clean, like my car is like paid for? Like, why would I need a woman to do these things? So then you start to really figure out like, why do I even need a woman? And then that's the beginning of the journey to figure out why you need a woman, right? You start to really think about the important qualities, right? So I don't know, man. It's a journey altogether. I mean, the qualities I look for is like, I expect if you're stuck together as a man, I feel like a woman comes into your space and she looks for ways to contribute. Right? God made Adam and Eve, and Eve was the helper, right? And you know, if you got your stuff together, the woman come into your place, she's like, man, this place smells great. Everything looks great. She peeks in your room. His bed is made. Oh my God, right? Like just everything looks amazing. She's like, well, where do I fit in? Like what can I do? And then asking her if she like has like family values and cooking clean, she'll find them, trust me. Like she gonna find those values. She gonna find all those attributes that you don't have to ask her for that you want because she see you're on your team. Like, it's easy.
No, I can feel that. Yeah. I just think, man, like growing up, like my family wasn't like well knit in a way. It was always like people, you know, like mom and dad, like literally like we just stayed together. But then I feel like, you know, sometimes you need somebody to bring that out of you. Because, like, I'm always isolated. I'm an introvert. So
you're an introvert and a demisexual.
Yeah.
So you're going to meet her out and be like, hey, let's stay in the house all the time and cuddle. You're a cuddler.
Hey, man.
You like to cuddle.
Don't be exposing that. But, like, nah. But, like, seriously, though, like, you know, down the road for me, it's like, I want my kids to be like, I want them to know their family, you know. And,
that's important.
Like
that's important.
Unity, you know, and the strength in numbers. So that family legacy is everything. So if a woman that respects her family or like even just like family oriented, she's going to make sure that, hey, we need to take pictures on Christmas. Memories down the road. Hey, when I met your dad, we met at such and such. Like, you want that to happen. You don't want, you know, whatever it may be. You want those stories to be told, and like family legacy is important.
So we're gonna have to do a lot of things with this one because I have a lot of questions I want to ask you, and I really want these to come out in a way that people be like, man, Alex hit that on the point. What do you think's wrong with the single game right now?
The single game right now is too much attention. And like, yo, I could jump on Tinder. I could jump on Bumble. Hinge is the new thing now. Like, I'm talking to people and they're like, yeah, man, I'm doing Hinge, I'm doing Bumble, I'm doing it all. It's too much attention. You know, and not only that, the free dating apps, you know what that is?
Like Hinge, Bumble, Tinder?
No, it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Oh, man.
You just slide in the DMs.
I'm oblivious, bro. I just be like, I don't know.
Bro, if we wanted to today, we could slide in 50 chicks DMs, but that would be me.
DMs wide open. But wait, well, let me ask you this, right? So that has to do with everybody, right? Do you feel that are these options really accessible? Like, you see all these chicks on Bumble, all these chicks on Tinder, all these chicks on Instagram, Snapchat, you Harlem shaking on TikTok, right? You're doing all these things, you're seeing all these women. You see them, but are they accessible? And is that preventing you from being in the moment right now and finding women that's in front of you? Do you think a lot of men are like pushing off real life opportunities to build a foundation for fairy tales they're seeing on their phone? Like that can be a great question right there.
No, it's a great question. I mean, look at the facts. Like, I mean, if you look at Time Magazine, social media has affected the way that we perform in bed. guys who follow chicks with these big asses or whatever, like let's just say a guy who follows like all those accounts.
Mm-hmm. I don't follow any of those accounts, by the way. I don't. You can go through my following. I don't follow anyone like that.
Yeah, go open up your explore page. I could. No. But like that's how you know if somebody.
Yeah, you can see what they've been liking. Yeah.
So, long story short, like, once I learned that, I was like, all right, dude, like, fuck all that. Yeah, I cut that out because it's kind of like porn in a way. But anyhow, like going back to the question, I think that's the issue. It's too accessible. So like the moment you feel like giving up on somebody, you instantly click on or you slide in the DM. You know, in a way, also that's greed. But
that is greed.
We're in an era of attention.
That is greed. That's an interesting perspective that we just come to there. That's it.
Just me telling the truth. What about you on the relationship side?
What about it?
What do you think is like the downfall of people that are? Damn, I'm about to mess up the question.
Because these are questions you can answer.
It's deep as hell. Yeah. But like,
because I can answer all your questions.
How do people miss out on being in a healthy relationship?
Ooh, I get all the relationship questions. That's because I'm introspective. How do people miss out on being in healthy relationships?
Yeah, because like somebody could be in one, but they miss out on their own blessing. What do you think is the cause of that?
Ooh, I mean, damn, I don't even know how to answer that question. I never get stumped. That's crazy. I mean, a lot of it, I'm going to say it boils down to an ego. Like, it has to, because let me explain to you what that means. Like, you're in a relationship, or you're dating someone, or you're interested in someone, and it's going very well, and you two have an argument or a disagreement, or something happens and the relationship's great, and it's 2 days go by, and you know that your partner or your concubine or whatever you want to call your boo thing is not happy. You know this, right? Because she's not really talking to you. She giving you one, I'm good, Alex, whatever.
Yeah.
And you like, man, she acting real stank these past 2 days. You know it. You see it. She's acting stank.
Yeah.
Now you got a decision to make. Do you say, hey, sit down? Like, you've been walking around here the past 2 days with that attitude.
Yeah.
Like, what's on your mind? Like, what's up? Like, I see you, right?
Right.
Or you can give her attitude back.
Yeah.
And now you arguing, right?
Yeah.
And now you argue about something stupid, and then you guys go separate ways, and now you calling me like, man, let's go to S&S tonight. I don't care. And now we at the club in the VIP, spending all our money we shouldn't be spending.
Right. You can spend that on your old lady. Make her happy in the beginning.
But yeah, I mean, I feel that the key to not missing out on a healthy relationship, and only reason I know is because I've missed out on opportunities to grow and to build and to have relationships because I was unwilling to shatter my ego. So an ego can destroy a relationship. That's really what it is.
So how do you check your ego? Because like for me personally, whenever I feel like my ego is getting out of hand, I go back and listen to this song "Fuck Jay-Z," which is a song about ego. Sean Carter talking to Jay-Z.
I never even do that. Wow. Yeah, I mean, how do you check your ego? You have to identify it first. I feel like you're not programmed with it, but you learn it at a very young age.
Okay.
You know, it's like a pride. It fuels you. It's like bad fuel, like bad gas, right?
Yeah.
That you're putting it into your car, and it can make your car drive, but it's not that high octane. It's not that 93, right? It's something like regular, right?
Yeah.
But, I think you have to identify, like, what am I doing that's fueling my internal perspective of who I am, right? Because you're fueling something because you're anticipating, like, I wonder how Alex is seeing me right now. See, when I'm gonna buy this Gucci shirt, so when I go outside, he see I got the Gucci, and then he'll be like, oh, you fly, you got that money, it's gonna make me feel good. So you buy the shirt to fuel your ego, right? Yeah. But then you can also buy the shirt because you like the shirt.
Seriously.
Like, it's two ways to go about it. So I realized in my life I had to stop doing things. And a lot of people say they don't care about what other people think, but I had to stop doing things from a spectator's view and live in my shoes, in my moment, and that reduced the ego.
Bro, I think we talk about that all the time, low key. Like, just like accepting your truth and being who you are.
Yeah,
because
man.
I think like even now, I recall like last year you called me out on it.
I did.
Yeah,
I stay calling people out, man.
I called me out on my bullshit. but I was trying to impress people. I was trying to do all that, and that was ego. That was me.
What I
losing
say?
I said some shit. It was basically
What
like,
I say?
I'm a corporate thug. I'm a corporate thug talking crazy. He's like, you said, nigga, we don't do that shit. And I was like, so he said something like, yeah, man, we too old for that shit. And I was like, he got a point. You know, it's
Corporate thug? Was I drunk? Because when I'm drunk, I'm aggressive.
Nah, he was sober, man. He was behind the wheel.
Yeah, I was behind the wheel.
Yeah.
I do not drink and drive. You see
No,
that?
we don't drink and drive. We drank at that party, though.
Oh, that party. Oh, yeah, that party. We're not going to talk about that party.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good party.
Yeah.
Nah,
But-
definitely. Yeah, man.
Ego
Like,
plays a role in a lot of stuff. I think even then, on the single side, ego. You got to check that shit, because if you don't check it, you're going to get caught up in the mix.
so what do you think that you learn while you're single that benefits you in a relationship?
Oh, man. I say communication. You know, like, various women communicate differently, right? And it's like a certain amount of truth, because I don't know about you, but I was ignorant. Like, when I first started dating, I was very ignorant. Like, I mean, we all make mistakes starting out and doing something, right? But I used to tell the truth how it was. Oh, girl, damn, you done gained weight. I used to say it exactly like that. And you never say that to a woman. Like, I learned that.
God damn it.
Yeah, I was a douchebag. Now I'm like, you know what, girl? Like, oh, come on, you slipping. Your eating habits.
That's not what? Oh my God.
Bro, you gotta say it sometimes.
Oh my God.
You got to take care of themselves.
How about this approach, right? How about this approach of you both go jog together?
It's too subtle, man. Because then they be like, all you want to do is work out.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm vocal too, so I can't even get on you about that. But I'm not that bad. I mean, I think that a lot of people, we're in a society now where a lot of people are afraid to speak up for what they want because everything is criticized.
Yep.
And I do feel that if you meet someone and during that 2-date talking phase before they become your boo thing,
Right.
you insert that and say, hey, listen, you know, fitness is very important to me, right? So if I'm dating someone and they're not into fitness, or you know they begin to let themselves go, I'm gonna ask questions and I'm gonna bring it to your attention, like, and not in a malicious way, but I just want you to be aware of what's going on, because sometimes we're not aware, right? And if someone can take that and they appreciate it and they respect it, then you'll be fine, right? So when you do it, it's like, hey, I told you this was important to me. But if you come in the kitchen one day and you be like, damn, girl, what? Like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
At
No,
all.
seriously, it's a bad one. So, all right, then. So then, like, all right, wrapping this up. Do you have an ideal date for marriage?
Ooh.
And what does your ideal spouse look like?
What? All right. So, idea date for marriage? No.
Like, for some people,
I strongly feel that I'm aware of who I am, right? So it's like, hey, you're young, you're in shape, you're healthy, you have, you know, education, good head on your shoulders. Like, this is who you are, right? And this is who I believe I am.
Yeah.
So I believe that, and I feel that knowing that about myself, I can go two ways. I can use it maliciously, or I can use it to, you know, go and create love in a family.
Right.
And I know that there's women out here, there's an excess of women that would be willing to have children and be able to be partners, and you know, so I don't ever think about it because I feel like it can happen at any time.
Yeah.
Like it has to be sparked within me to want to make that advancement, but I don't think that's something that I ever fret over or think about.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
The ideal partner, like physically, I've been let that go. Right?
Yeah.
Like I believe in black love. You know, I believe you can love anyone that you want to love. Right? I don't really care if you're white, black, Spanish, Asian. That doesn't mean it. But it's just something about me. You know, being black. I love being black. I love everything about being black. So I prefer to just have an unspoken understanding with my partner about what that means. I don't want to have time to explain to you or how we're going to talk to our kids about certain things. Like, I know we're in this state. I'm a Christian. I want everybody to be together, right? Everybody together. But when it comes to my love life, I prefer, you know, just black women. That's just me.
I can feel that.
And if you're Asian, you want an Asian man. You're white, you want a white. That's fine. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that, but that's my preference right there,
Yeah. No, I can feel that, bro. I can definitely feel that. I can't knock that at all. So yeah, like in my case, I don't have an ideal date for marriage, but I will say like I kind of don't care about the kids aspect of it.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm like this. I'm like,
if it happens, it happens.
it's gonna happen. I know at some point it's gonna. You see, I gotta scratch the
You-
bus down.
yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Hashtag,
It's gonna happen.
hashtag.
Do you feel that society pushes single people to relationships? Like
For
single
sure.
shame?
I ain't gonna say single shame, but this whole idea of you need to be married before a certain time, and like the way the world is moving now, like we can do whatever we want on our own time. I think we've been brainwashed to some degree that you need to do this way and that way. I mean, you know it too. You see it yourself where it's like some people have foolish ideas because the world has programmed them. Even let's just say, like going back to the Will and Jada thing, we didn't think celebrities like kind of go through that. Like that's real shit. And it's always been on the back end of like, the male doing it, now it's the female. So with this happening, it's changing the way the world used to perceive things, or the way things had to happen. It was always the man that get caught cheating, and this, that, and the other. Now we're flipping the script. So yeah, I think that the world does do this thing where it's like you need to be married by this time. What about you?
Definitely. Definitely. I'm not even gonna go along with it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, this the first one, or is this the second one? Do we consider this?
This is the second one. The second one. Definitely the second one.
So it's the So Alive podcast. You guys can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Tap in with us, man. We here. Follow us on our individual profiles as well. I am Alex J. Martin.
Big Ive.361.
Tap in. Peace.